This is Katie with Homeschool Chat, Preschool Edition. And today we are going to talk about preschool playing real life situations. And we're going to talk about singing and rhyming, things like that. So let's get started. Children that age of preschool, they like to play, and that's how they learn the best. So there are lots of things that you can do that will spark enthusiasm and imagination with preschool age children. And one of my favorite memories of preschool is walking into a preschool room and there was a pretend kitchen. And it was so great because it was my size. I was just a little kid, right? A preschool age kid, and it was my size. And there was food that I could pretend was real food. I could put it in the refrigerator, I could put it in a bowl and put it in the pretend oven and pretend to cook it. Little kids are really into pretending to be big, right? So in homeschooling preschool children, there's got to be some play like that. It's almost like when you're in public school having a home ec class in addition to your English class and your math class and your science class. It's kind of like that. So you want to have these sections where you have pretend play like a home ec kind of a thing. So you have your pretend kitchen with your pretend foods. You may teach manners by having, for girls it would be a tea party, or for boys maybe it's a fancy party that a boy could get into. Either way, the kids learn by playing. So let's look at some of the things that I have here around me. Here is a little children's apron with a pot holder and all the things that go with it, right? And then you have your pretend cup and saucer, so you can have a tea party or a party, maybe a birthday party. And then you have little oven dishes, so you could pretend to mix up a cake or something like that, and your little stir sticks, right? Now these, of course, are things that you can actually use if you are on a one-on-one child to adult ratio. These are things that you could use to teach your child to cook, or I should say help your child cook when they are probably old preschool age, depending on how well you watch your child. That's one of the things that I love about, what's it called, the Easy Bake Oven. I love that because a child can bake in that oven and you don't have to worry about them getting hurt. And that's what this is actually from, is the Easy Bake Oven set. And then when they get older, where they can actually, you're not so afraid that they're going to actually, touch the oven or something like that, then you can teach them all those safety rules and then very slowly get them into cooking real things. But nothing is more catastrophic and traumatic as having a child touch something hot and then seeing that burn on their hand. It's an awful thing. So you want to make sure that your child is safe. So the other thing is Barbie dolls. Barbie dolls, oh my gosh, my children and our Sunday school class had a great time with Barbie dolls, especially if they come with houses, because then what you do is you pretend day-to-day things. You pretend the even manners. Daddy comes home, hello, I'm home, and then mom and kids come and greet and say, hi, how was your day? All of the things that you want your children to learn, right? So Barbie dolls, Barbie doll houses, those are great things to learn things like manners from, and also routine. So bouncy balls can be a great learning tool, not just, teach your child how to catch or throw, but also you can do rhyming games with them, counting games. So you can set your children, depends on how many children you have. Like if you have one child, you would set your child across from you, and if you have many children, you would sit the preschool children in a circle, and you would be a part of that circle. And then you would bounce the ball to somebody else who would catch it, right? And as you do that, or roll it, depending on what their, you could roll the ball depending on what their ability is, and you could count. So I'm 1, and the child is 2, and then the child gives the ball to somebody else. That person says 3, gives the ball to somebody else, that person says 4. So that's a counting game. Let's see, what else do we have here? So we can also, with toys, we can teach things like what is transportation, right? So what we have here is some cars, and it doesn't matter what size they are, right? Because we're pretending. We have cars and we have horses, but both are modes of transportation. Now, we don't use horses as much as we used to, but that might, maybe there's a story about a cowboy that you want to have a segue to. So this also can lead you to the books that you want to read your child. For instance, if we want to talk about transportation, you might have a plane, a train, an automobile, and then you have a book about that. So first, maybe they look at these toys and maybe they get to handle them or do something with them, and then you read the story. That's very exciting for a preschooler. Also, dress up is exciting too. That can be done, just use your imagination. Sometimes it's, you can use it to do color coordination if you want to, or what's a hat, which thing, what was that game that they played on Sesame Street? One of these things is not like the other. You can do that with dress up things. It's just so much fun. So along with doing activities with household things or home ec type of things, also children love to sing or rap or do chanting, which is kind of a, sometimes it's a rhyming thing. That can spark their interest. So that could be how they learn their ABCs, their 1, 2, 3s. Maybe they, or their numbers, sorry. There are other things that you may want the colors that your children to learn. Maybe you want them to learn a very short poem. They can learn it by singing it, by chanting it, sometimes by rapping it. If you want them to learn parts of the body, that kind of thing. And don't ever forget the old favorites like head, shoulders, knees, and toes. It's a great game, and it teaches children actual anatomy plus coordination, right? So I hope I've helped you today, and I hope that you've had fun. Until next time, bye-bye.